All right, good morning, Pigskin Classic. This is it, the week 2 preview. Normally this is Adam and I's show where we end up doing this, but Adam bailed and always does bail. So instead, I'm proud to announce that we have a special guest here today. With us today is the commish.
Adam's boring, folks. I took over.
All right, so the truth comes out. You got me, your analyst Ben, here today, and the play-by-play is going to be given to us by the commish here. And what we're going to do is just run down really quickly through the set of games here. So we're going to make this one quick. We're going to start with Cedric Benson's Jailhouse Shank versus Hershey's Balls of Steel. Commish, what do you think right off the bat?
Well, as you can see here, Ben, Hershey's the 6-time world champion out of the last 3 years. Do the math there, it doesn't equal. Hersh has an inferior team than mine. I win. Back to you.
Okay, back to that. All right, that's pretty good. And you know, I'm going to have to agree with you. I do like the fact that Ced Ben does have it. I think he's got it all over the place when it comes to the running backs. They are solid. You cannot beat Ray Rice. He made a spectacular trade this week with Javed Best for Anquan Bolden. Just dominating. Just those two alone are going to be putting up the points that can't be competed by Hershey's Balls of Steel. So that's what we have on that one.
That's right, Ben. I'm badass.
Okay. On to the next one. Medicine Woman versus Utterly Amazing. This one here, what do you think right off the top of your head, Commish?
I think this is going to be a domination. Medicine Woman's definitely going to dominate. D'Angelo Williams is going to lead Lisa to another shitty draft. Back to you.
Ouch. All right, I too am going to have to agree that Brady Quinn Medicine Woman is it. And I think the big deciding factor here is going to be the running back Jamal Charles and also Antonio Gates. Antonio Gates being a tight end just looks like he's just a dominating wide receiver, if you will. So you have another arsenal at this point. You could even essentially, with that flex, be playing, in theory, 4 wide receivers. So I think Brady Quinn Medicine Woman really has where it's at on this one.
Right, in theory.
All right, next is Shut the F Up versus Yes We Can of Josh Cooper. Commish.
You know, I don't even have a joke for this one. This is actually going to be a really good matchup. Both teams, one team has a really good running back core, the other one has a really good wide receiver core. Shut the F Up has a great quarterback. I've got no jokes. Both are kind of shitty people. I mean, if we want to go with that.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to have to agree with the commission on this one. I could care less who wins this one because I could care less about the two people. I don't even know how they got in here. So I guess even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. But no, seriously though, Shut the F Up I think is going to have the edge on this one, and just by a little bit. I think the one that's going to be it is going to obviously Aaron Rodgers. You can't stop him as a quarterback. He just dominates. He's going to put up the points week in and week out. Tony Romo in comparison, I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback, but I'm saying when the time comes to put the pressure on, he makes Brett Favre-like decisions, which are very heroic and not necessarily pan out when it comes to points-wise. The other thing that I think Shut the F Up has the advantage on is Vincent Jackson coming out as a wide receiver this year. Again, with this being a matchup that could be very tied, I think the only thing that could really hurt Shut the F Up, and we're going to have to watch this one today, is Devery Henderson. You cannot take a 50-year-old player and plug him into the Saints offense and expect him to do something. So,
in theory, Ben. In theory.
Okay. Next up, we have Destiny's Dynasty versus To the House. Commish?
You know, Ben made some really key moves here. He got picked up his wide receiver core. It's going to be a pretty tough matchup. They have him projected as a push. I think Ben's going to squeak by, and that is unfortunate because Ben has the worst attitude out of everybody. Back to you, Ben.
I'm smug and I'm going to win. No, seriously though. I mean, I admittedly lost last week, and it was my fault that I lost.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
It's not that I didn't have the players. It's just that I played the wrong players. And it's very utterly apparent that if you take away my quarterback this week, I don't have a quarterback. So we have a very strange situation here. No, seriously, I think I'm going to be the one that wins, and I think what I have the dominating is the running backs. I think Ahmad Bradshaw on Monday Night Football is going to look solid. Chris Johnson, you always play your studs. I really, like Sean said, bolstered my wide receiving core this week with that trade with Javed Best, and I really think that Malcolm Floyd, with this being a shootout with New England, is really going to get a lot of looks to his way with Vincent Jackson being on the other side. Keep an eye out on that tight end Jermaine Gresham out of the Bengals as well. I know it's just the Bengals, but he looked good with a lot of looks last week. Next up, we're looking at Pryor's Golden Pants versus Pop's Guns. This is it. Adam versus Mike in the Powers Bowl. We like to just call this the one that, again, we just don't care. They both run their mouths but can't put anything behind it. Commish, what do you got?
Absolutely, Ben. If you look at both sides here, they both suck and they both whine and cry. On one hand, you got one guy that was so smug he drafted Randy Moss, then quickly dropped him to pick up somebody else. In my book, not so smug. On the other hand, Dad, you can't really do anything right with, and everything seems to be wrong. So really, in this matchup, both have crappy attitudes, and I could care less. Who I think the winner is, I think Dad's going to squeak by and make Adam cry for another 2 weeks. Ben?
You know, and Commish, I really take a lot of your stuff to heart. I just want to point out quickly, I mean, you've won, obviously, two championships here, and it's very apparent that you know what you're talking about. However, I'm with the Pops Guns on this one. I think, as much as I don't want to say it, Tom Brady, week in and week out, going to dominate. Don't get me wrong, not going to have what he had last week, but Matt Forte is just running all over the field, looking really, really solid. Chad Ochocinco could hurt him here, so hopefully he puts up a few more numbers. I don't expect too much than what was last week. Pryor's Golden Pants, I hope that son of a bitch loses.
Oh!
Quite frankly, quite frankly, he
surprised me.
He is smug, and I hope that people take him down. And you know what's going to take him down this week is leaving Hakeem Nicks in. I know he's going to play. I realize that. But you know what? He's got a bruised knee, and you're never going to be 100%, and you're never going to get 100% out of your player when you have that. So you know what? You may have Peterson, McFadden, but Pops Guns, I think, has the lead on this one here.
Yeah,
so.
and you're a dick, Adam.
Okay,
Sorry.
All right, and finally, down to our last game for this week. Here it is, Shockers versus Tobacco Spitters.
You know what? This is going to be a great game, another great matchup. I really want Chip to pull this one off, but I think Decker pulls it. He's good. He's getting the green light from the commish.
Okay, Commish, unfortunately, I like to always pick an underdog each week, and this is it. This is my underdog. I really think Tobacco Spitters has it for the fact that, Shockers is just he picks people up on the waiver wire each week and everything, and I just want to rub it in his face, so suck it. No, Tobacco Spitters, on paper it may not look like it's a good matchup, but I'll tell you, this is it. I mean, he's got Phillip Rivers. It's going to be a shootout with New England. I mean, come on. You're looking at Chad Henne, who put up record points against New England last week, and then Phillip Rivers can't do it? Absolutely not. So you got a great quarterback, Mojo, running with Mojo. You can't stop him. Come on, really. Cadillac Williams, really good pickup with Steven Jackson being out. So great last-minute waiver wire pickup, which is really going to solidify the team. The questionable thing here, Des Bryant is a game-time decision. That is not good. That is the coach's way of saying a big FU. We're not playing him this week. So that is basically like right now, you are sitting a wide receiver, and that's really going to hurt. So this is it for the final games. Coach or Commish, any last minute stuff on what you think anything's going to happen? Game of the week, anything like that?
Keep up the smack talk. Game of the week is going to be Graham and whoever he faced. I forget. So watch it. We'll see you guys later.
All right. Take care. Thanks.
See you, losers.